welcome to my page Black Lens, and today we'll be talking about technical training. So in my previous video we did talk about basic military training and how you go through this entire 7.5 week program, and then when you were done with that program you get your orders that takes you from San Antonio to whichever other base that you'll be going to, based on a couple of things that we'll talk about in the video down the line. We'll go ahead and talk about the whole process that is involved in moving from basic military training to your technical school. So once you're done with graduation, you've had time with your family, you guys hang out downtown San Antonio and whatnot. Now that you're done with that aspect of it and you're done with the Airman's Week 2, you fully graduated basic military training, and then go ahead and get your plane ticket and whatnot. Everything will be taken care of for you. And then if you're going in a group, usually they book a flight for you all on the same plane. And then once you get to your next place, say Virginia, Texas, wherever you guys are going, because some tech schools are actually in Texas, so you don't need to book a plane ticket. They just drive you off the bus to the tech school, which I mean most people didn't like when I was there, because they felt like, oh well, I just attended basic military training here and my technical training that I was looking forward to is right off the base and it's right down there. So yeah, I say drive off. Couple of things to expect in technical training. Now we have what is called your AFSC. Now your AFSC is basically your job. It is your career. It is what you'll be doing in the Air Force. That is what the Air Force has hired you for, and those are the services that they expect you to execute fully. So if you're going to tech school, you are basically going to tech school to learn this job. Yeah, and AFSC it stands for Air Force Specialty Code. So when you look on your orders, you might see AFSC and it's a bunch of numbers and letters. For example, 3MOX1 is the AFSC for services. It got changed recently to something else, but then for the purpose of this video we'll just stick with the old one that we know. And then it varies for the different career fields. And AFSCs, they are like the broader aspects of what the Air Force does. So in for example, operations. Down in operations, there might be other several AFSCs that make up operations. So I'll go through really quick the type of things that the Air Force does. So we have operations, we have maintenance and logistics, we have support, we have medical and dental, legal and chaplain, finance and contracting, and special investigations. So based on the job that you got in the Air Force, you find yourself under the umbrellas of one of these AFSCs. Talk about location of your technical training. Now the location, it varies. It cuts across the entire United States. There is each base has very different things that they do. Example, if you are services, 3MOX1, then you should be expecting to attend your tech school in Fort Lee, Virginia, which is an Army post, not a base. The Army calls their bases a post for some reason. So if you were done with basic military training, you've graduated, you'll now go ahead and move over to Fort Lee in Virginia to attend your 30 or 31 days of technical schooling. What is it like in technical training? Now initially when you get to technical training, there is what is called the ITP Status. So it is an initial training program, so you are not allowed much freedom to do what you want to do, but at the same time it is much freedom than you would get in basic military training. Do you understand? But after you pass a couple of tests like room inspections and whatnot, and behave yourself as a good airman for I think half of your program. So say your program was 2 months, you did 30 days of it being a good airman, you pass your room inspection, whatnot. Then they take the ITP status off, and then they give you ATP, which is Advanced Training Program. So now you have more room to do things that you really want to do. So you can request for leave, go off base, go visit family if your family is stationed around where your base is. Yeah, you just have a lot more freedom than you would in ITP or in basic training. And yes, you're allowed to leave base unless there's a curfew on the base. You can leave base, but you need to go through the process. There's a document paperwork. They need to know exactly where you will be. So you will have that, and we have instructors available that are a lot more friendly to help you with things like that than they would in basic military training. And then there is no driving on base, at least for what I know. You cannot be driving while you're in technical school because you are still considered being in training status. So you cannot drive while you're in technical school. And then while you're out there, it's just like college for the most part because you wake up, you march to your schoolhouse, and then you learn all day. Usually it's a 7 to 4 type of day. You learn all day, come back, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself to do what you want to do with the day. So if you're into working out or just relax, and you have the rest of the day to do that. But mind you, you still need to study and keep up with the class, because what happens is at the end of the program, not even at the end, the programs are usually broken down into blocks. So you have to pass block one to get to block two, obviously. Now, if you didn't do well in block one, they give you a couple of attempts, I believe, two, if not it's one, an attempt to make up for the standard that they expect of you. And if you're not able to meet up to that standard at the end of the day, you get reclassed. So usually, for example, you came in wanting to be a pararescue, and you were not able to make what the requirement is, you can get reclassed to a different career field like security forces or something. It doesn't have to be security forces, it can be any other field. You can get reclassed because the Air Force wouldn't want to take you through basic military training, spending thousands and thousands of dollars to train you, and then just because you couldn't make a pass mark or something, then it means you're useless. No, it doesn't mean so. At least they look out for us on that one. They'll reclass you to something that better suits the standards that you are currently. And finally, we'll go ahead and talk about graduation. Since there's not much to technical training, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. Basically, it's just learning your job, and then you get out of there. Graduation. Graduation is not a big hit like it is in basic military training, where they have a whole ceremony for you and family comes over and it's a stadium filled event. No, it's not that. Usually what will happen is you have the opportunity to invite your family over for your graduation, but at the same time, it is not the most people don't really invite it because it's a small event and you wouldn't want your parent traveling across so many miles just to come witness it. I mean, if they want to, they are welcome to do so. Honestly, if they want to, they are welcome to do so. But it's not as big as it would be in basic military training. So that is all for today. That is all for technical training. In my next video, we'll talk about what it is like to be stationed on your first base. If you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and leave some comments down on the link below to know for me to know exactly what you like me to address in my next video. And if there's any questions you've had in my previous videos, feel free to leave me comments down below so that I can address them personally, or I could just make a whole video so we can just talk back and forth about whatever that you need to be addressed. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.